Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another Halloween nail design. We've got 3 of the kind of standard Halloween shades. We've got an orange, we've got, this nude is actually going to be our background colour, but we've got an orange, we've got a green, and we've got a black. The orange and green are from Madam Glam, along with that nude as well. And the black today is actually from Nail Nails. So we're going to mix and match a couple of brands together. We are also going to later on use some Glitterbell's Unbelievable Gel, which we are going to use on top of the matte nail to create some nice shiny effects. But I don't actually end up showing you guys the product in the video, but I do end up using it later on, so you see that near to the end of the video. So we're going to start off with applying our base colours. So for today we've got 3 nails that are going to be fully nude. We've got 1 nail that is going to be a marble, and we are going to marble the orange, the green and the black together. And the last nail is going to be an ombre with the nude and the orange. So we're going to crack on with that now. I will go ahead and do a second layer of gel polish off camera and cure it. So once we apply the first one, I'll come back to you guys and we can start working on our design for the nails. So with today's design, I just wanted to mention it was almost like a bit of a Halloween dump kind of design, if that even describes it well, I'm not sure. But I was kind of struggling with a design, and I was looking through my old sets, and there was some that I was absolutely in love with, and they were of course more themed towards either summer or Valentine's or just a completely different time of the year. So I decided to bring a couple of different nail art designs and bring them into today's set, but changing the colours and making it more Halloween-y. So there's all sorts of different techniques and nail art choices that I went for today, where you've probably seen them before, you've seen other YouTubers use them, but we're going to switch them up, change the colours to make it Halloween-y. So that was the vibe for today's video. We've got almost all the nails done. We're going to do the last nail now, which is the marble nail. Here I'm going in with a fairly generous layer of Bloom & Gel from Nail Nails. And I say generous because I have tried to use it before with a very thin layer, and it doesn't seem to bloom as much as I wanted it to. So at first I thought my gel polish was broken, or there was something broken with me. But actually, after applying a bit more of a thicker layer, it blooms so much better. So definitely don't do a super thin, but also don't do it too thick, because you have to remember you are still applying a bunch of coloured gel polish on top of it. So you don't want it to be too thick and that it just doesn't cure in the lamp. So do keep it fairly thin. I think it's just finding the right balance. I feel like it will also depend on the company that you use, so just play about with it. If it's not working, do try and give a thicker layer, try to do a thinner layer. Definitely the product works, you have to figure it out exactly how it likes to be used, for example. So all the nails are now done, 2 layers applied, all cured. Now it's time to apply some glitter. So originally in today's design, I had this nail here with orange glitter, but after finishing the orange nail, I felt like it just did not match. It looked amazing as a nail. I actually probably preferred the orange more than the green, because the orange kind of stood out a bit more, but I just felt like the green fitted in more. Even though the whole design has a mix of green and orange, almost feels like that the green is kind of standing out more, and it felt a bit more right to use the green. So that's why we're using green today. But definitely try orange if you don't have green, because it still worked. It was just something about the set that wasn't quite sitting right with me. Like there was something missing. It wasn't quite working together basically well. So to apply the glitter, I'm just going to apply some base coat, and then I'm just using my ombre brush, and I'm just picking it up and placing it in the area that I want it to basically stay. So the base coat is going to work as our glue, and I'm just being fairly, like, applying a fair chunk of it at the top, and then just a couple down the middle part. So it's almost like you want to make it look like it's fading. I've been loving that kind of look recently. I feel like I've been doing it so often. And then once you're happy, pop it into lamp, and then once that's curing, we can work on to our other 2 nails, which are going to be identical. So right now I am doing a very fine thin line with the black, and that's just going to be our outline line where we want to do our art. So this one doesn't have to be too precise. You do want to try and keep it straight as possible, so it just makes your life easier later. and then go ahead and cure it. So now that it's cured, we're almost going to do like a half French tip vibe. So on the one side, you can pick which side. For the both nails, I decided to go for the right hand side, but in theory it would probably look better if one side has it on the right and the other one has it on the left, kind of thing. But you just want to pretend like you're doing a French tip, like the smile line, but only on one side. And then color the bottom in, pop it into the lab, and then you want to repeat it another 2 times, once with the orange and once with the green. And you just want to make your way up the nail, up that line that we created, but make sure you don't go right up to the top of that line. You kind of want a bit of it sticking out, because later on we're going to use a bit of stamping to pop a spider on there. So that was my little trick of adding some extra Halloween little touches in this nail to make it a bit more Halloweeny. So here I'm going in with the orange. It almost feels like that first line is the hardest, and then once you've got the black down, it's so much more easier because you just have to follow the original line that you've created. So it actually makes it a little bit more easier. There I'm going in with the orange. These colors are so opaque, guys. Literally, some of them you don't even have to do 2 coats. They're so opaque. I think the orange, I might have done 2 coats, but the green, I'm pretty sure I just did one coat, sorry. Alright, so now we're on to the green, so we're going to finish that one up. This nail actually came out so much better than the other one. In a moment, when I show you guys the 2 nails next to each other, you can really tell how the green on the other nail is so much thicker than the other one. But luckily, this is not cured, so off camera, I did go and grab a lint-free wipe and some acetone, I think, or nail prep cleaner, it doesn't matter which one, and I just wiped away any of the areas that I felt like I kind of overdone it. It's almost like too thick. It just wasn't as identical as I kind of wanted it to, so I did wipe away and fixed it up. It's so nice with gel polish being able to do that, guys. I can't imagine back in the day when people use normal nail polish, like being so time bound and rushing, and can't imagine. I've never actually personally worked with normal nail polish. I kind of started straight with gel polish, so I guess I don't fully know the pain that would have happened back then, but I can only imagine how painful it would have been to be timed on your nail art. So now that that's cured, we are popping on our little spiders. So I popped it as if it's kind of going upwards, like it's coming out of the bum, but I don't know if I like it that way. Maybe it would have looked better if I placed it almost like it's going down, like the web is, well, the line is coming from the mouth. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I was just kind of using the theory of the spider web usually comes from the back end of a spider, so I thought I'll pop it that way too. But I don't know. I feel like both might look really nice, to be honest, but yeah. So once that's placed down, we've got one more nail to work on when it comes to nail art, and it's this ombre nail. So you'd have probably thought I would have left it how it is, but nope, we are adding some extra little details there. You want to go ahead and do a fairly thick line going down the center of the nail, and I mean fairly thick because we're going to cover up that green. I keep getting my colors mixed up. We're going to cover up the green part with some spider webs. So that whole green section is going to be spider webby. So that's the kind of idea I was going for. I have to admit, as much as it doesn't look that hard, those lines are so hard to do, guys. I do go ahead and also do 2 layers of that green. And here is the spider web. So we are going to use the same design from the same stamping plate that we used earlier, and it's What's Up Beauty plate. So I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but that's the plate. I got it from their actual website. I'm not sure if they do distributors, but I got it from their website. I am in the UK and they do ship to me, and they are also a seller for other amazing stamping companies too. So I get my Manuology from there too, which, as you all probably know, you cannot get in the UK. No idea why. When you go on their website, they have all these different companies, well, not companies, countries that they offer shipping to, but unfortunately the UK isn't one of them. I'm not too sure why, but luckily there's alternatives. You will not get as much of a selection as you would get on their website, but at least it's always something. It's better, a little better than nothing. So that's where I get all of my Manuology plates. So there it is. We've got a stunning spiderweb in the center, and you saw me use a lint-free wipe, and I had some acetone on there too, so I just wiped away on the edges to get rid of anywhere that I've stamped that I didn't want it to be. If you do get a little bit on the edges, just a little bit on the edges, it's not actually a problem because we are going to go over it and just neaten up the lines with some black in a moment, I think. So not to worry there, but if it's like super out like I had it, then definitely go ahead and clean it up, and make sure you use acetone, because nail prep cleaner or anything like that will not remove it. It will have to be acetone. This is stamping polish. It's almost like a regular polish, acts like it a little bit, so it does dry and you don't need to cure it, so acetone will do the job. So now I'm going in with some matte top coat. I am using Nail Nails matte top coat today. I'm going to pop them into the lamp, and then we can finish it up with some crystals and some of the Glitter Bells Unbelievable Gel shiny little nail art detail that we're going to add it to the design. It's not at all compulsory with those lines. I don't know if it adds that much to the set. Maybe it kind of looked better in my mind than what it actually ended up being, but I'm going to use that black to go over that thin line that we created. And then as an extra little touch, I will go ahead and do another line next to it on the left hand side, but I'm going to make sure it's much shorter. And then right at the top of that line, we'll pop a little crystal, but that's going to be later on, and it's going to be this nice little orange, jelly orange kind of shade of crystal or gem. I don't know what you'd want to call it. So I'm going to do the same on this one too. And there we're going in with that crystal. I did also off camera though do the spiderweb orange, a green line nail. So I did that off camera because I struggled doing the green line as it was on camera, so I just thought I would just stop torturing myself and do it off camera. So it's already there chilling in the background for you. So I'm just going in with this jelly little orange crystal gem, whatever you want to call it. And the last nail that we've got to work on is our glitter nail. So we're going to just do a bit of a crystal placement down the center of the nail. I'm just going to combine a couple of my AB crystals together to make this one. I just made up a little bit on the spot. I feel like these kind of crystal placements are quite easy to do. It's just pick up a couple of shaped crystals, chuck them together, and it basically works. And just add a couple of crystals in between where the two crystals meet, and you basically got yourself a crystal placement. So do give it a go if you're ever struggling. I feel like sometimes crystal placements are things that you kind of overthink, and sometimes just place it on your mat, even place the crystals together and see what it looks like, and then play about with it until you like what you see. It's almost like little puzzles. You just start connecting crystals together, and yeah, once you're happy, then chuck it onto nails. So this is the little bit where I'm adding little crystals. This is not compulsory, I guess. You could use caviar beads instead, but I wanted to go an extra step, so I do the normal crystals like I am now, the little ones, and then I do go off camera and add some caviar beads in between those crystals as well. So there is basically double the work, which is not necessary, but I just felt like doing it. You all know I love my caviar beads and I can't live without them, so of course I had to find a way to chuck them in. So here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!